Hey guys, crack open a drink because we are back with another episode of the Blue Podcast. Today I'm joined with Fab and Anto. You might recognise Fab from the Purple Show. He was one of the hosts. And Anto is a mate of ours from uni. Fab is now living on his sofa.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing today?
Not too shabby, not too bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Not
Not bad.
Good.
Traffic was bad, but apart from that,
Yeah, well, see, Fab was supposed to be hosting in the last podcast. But obviously, as you all have seen, it's just me.
Someone decided to have a lie-in.
hey,
Oh.
listen, man. Nah, I got no excuse. I was trying to think of something on the spot there, but no.
Oh, fair enough. Well, to start with, as we do in the new era of the Blue Podcast, we do some icebreaker questions. Fab, Anto and I will ask 2 multiple choice questions each, and the other 2 people will have to answer. If you get it wrong, you have a sip of your soft drink. But before we reveal the topic, make sure to check us out on all of our other socials where you find clips, updates, and shorts, as well as subscribing on here so you don't miss an episode. Today's topic for the icebreaker questions is Swansea University, because all 3 of us went to Swansea Uni. That's how we met. Because today's podcast is kind of, I'd say, advice almost on university life for all of you guys who are about to go, are currently there. You know, we're gonna give you guys some tips and tricks of the trade, because we know so much.
We are very knowledgeable, of course.
All right, so first multiple choice question. I'll kick us off. These are Swansea University based, so some of you might have absolutely no idea what we are saying, but do try and play along at home. What day is Sin Savers in Sin City Club in Swansea? Is it A, Tuesday, B, Wednesday, or C, Thursday?
Ooh, this is a hard one. I should remember this. Fuck.
Got any ideas, Fab?
Yeah,
You've been to many a Sin Savers.
I'm pretty sure it's C.
Thursday. What do you think, Anto?
I'm gonna go. I think it's C, but I'm gonna just say A, just to change it up a bit. Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fab's now unsure. Fab's now
exactly.
unsure.
Yeah.
Just when you were saying that, I was thinking, when would you save the most money on a night out?
Well, when's club socials normally? It's Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Isn't it? So,
Yeah, it's not Monday, Friday,
yeah.
Wednesday.
Because there's always 2 events on at Sin during the week. There's Sin Savers, and then I can't remember what the other name is, but there's the other one. It's because there's the 2 days, Tuesday and
Yeah,
Thursday.
the one on Tuesday.
You think it's the one on Tuesday?
I've no idea. I'm completely. I'll vary it up. I'll stick with
So Thursday, Tuesday. The answer is Thursday.
Oh,
Have a little sip of your water.
no.
What glass are you drinking out of?
I'm of course drinking out of the Blue Podcast glass. It's very, very nice.
And where can you get that?
I don't. Blue Podcast website shop.
Blue Podcast Store.
Oh,
Nice.
that's
We don't normally do much promo, but might as well today. All right. Who wants to go next?
I can go. Right, next question. Where was the infamous slide tackle video taken from?
I might try and find that and put it in the podcast.
Yeah,
Reference. Yeah, that would be quite funny.
I'm sure everyone's seen it. They might not recognise it,
Yeah.
but it contains a slide tackle.
It does contain a
Very
slide tackle.
cool.
It's a very infamous video.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just in case people are just listening, there is a video online where a girl and a guy are getting off, having a little kiss, and this other bloke just comes flying out of nowhere
It's proper Harry
and
Maguire
2-foots
slide
both of them to the floor. But yeah, what are the options?
So A, Bay Campus, B, Singleton Campus, or C, Tutors.
Well, see, Tutors is in Singleton campus,
Ooh.
so
it's
I don't know how you're going to answer. I know where it is, Anto, because I can actually describe exactly the location.
I mean,
Ooh.
Tutors like in the club.
Oh, in the club. Oh, okay,
Yeah, okay.
okay. Oh, okay. That makes it different.
Ooh. I have no idea. I'm just gonna go with single campus because you can't find girls in Bay campus, so it can't be Bay campus. I feel like tutors is a bit too specific.
So it was in the tunnel between JCs and tutors. I can picture it. I've walked through that corridor many a time. Used to do karaoke in JCs, get your stamp, free entry into tutors. Because you said inside tutors, I'm going to say Singleton campus.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
It was a bit of a trick question.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You have a curveball there.
All right, Anto.
I thought I'd remember off my heart, but no, I gotta get the phone out. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, how unprofessional. No.
Oh no.
Which one should I? Oh, let's do this one. Who came to fiction in 2019 from the hit show The Chase?
I know this answer.
Is it A? And I'm just gonna call her Anne. I can't pronounce that last name.
Anne Hegarty.
That's it. Bradley Walsh or Mark Labette?
I know it's Mark.
Well, are you Fab?
I don't know.
This was your first year of uni?
I remember what he looks like. I don't know his name.
Okay. Well, he's the beast.
He's the big boy.
B for Bradley Walsh.
Bradley Walsh.
It's definitely Mark.
Well, the answer is, in fact, Mark.
Yeah. Woo.
I got a photo of him, which was very cool.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think I must have been in fiction then as well, but I didn't know you guys back then. Because I saw him in fiction.
That's crazy. We might have bumped into each other, didn't we?
Wait, yeah, maybe.
Whoa.
Probably too drunk to even recognise you.
Maybe.
There was also Tracy Beaker
Oh,
once.
really?
I saw her. She walked straight past me, like brushed shoulders.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
Well, obviously, it's not actually called Tracy Beaker, but
I've seen they've got General G coming next week.
oh, have they?
Ooh.
They've had what's his name? Who was the guy that I've been trying to get on the podcast? Luke Bennett,
Oh, I thought.
because he was with all the. I don't know if you saw the stories. He was with all the football lot.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
That's
that was. I think they've had Chef Dave there as well. Swansea's just a place for interesting people.
Yeah, who doesn't want to come to Swansea?
Yeah, very true. All right, my next question. This is not as fun as the other ones, but what year did Bay Campus open? A 2015, B 2013, or C 2011? Because obviously it's quite a new campus.
Yeah.
They haven't done very well with the wind tunnels. It's the windiest campus in Europe.
Yeah, it's not the smartest point. At least they got like perpendicular to like the beach, so it's not like full on wind.
Yeah, but it's still ridiculous.
I remember just like walking between like the halls and stuff, and
Just have to like lean forwards.
exactly. Yeah, as soon as you step away from the buildings, it's just full on gusts of wind and everything. Oh,
I think I'm gonna go with A 2015. Everything seems new there when we arrived, so
I'm just gonna go B because I feel like 2015 is just too soon.
Well, the answer is 2015. It started building, I think, in 2012.
Oh, okay.
Which, for Swansea, considering how long it takes us to build anything, it's
Yeah.
quite quick for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too.
That car
Cruising.
park's been going for a long time.
Oh yeah, and then there was that bridge going towards the.
Oh yeah, that's finally kind of almost done, isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
The cheese bridge.
Yeah, the cheese
The
bridge.
cheese
Beautiful,
bridge.
Beautiful bit of
If
architecture.
if you go online, if you're watching and look up the cheese bridge in Swansea, it is literally just like it's just terrible.
Dorito Bridge.
Yeah, it's so bad. All right, Fab. Next question.
How many pubs are there in the Mumble Mile?
Ooh.
A is 19, B is 20, C is 21.
So you know the answer.
I know the answer, so I'll give the answer.
I'm gonna say 21.
I'm gonna go
21.
with 20.
Can you do
Ooh.
something for me?
Wow. Unfortunately, Tom's right. It's 21.
Am I? How many? 5 for 5.
Maybe. Do you want to know something sad about the fact that I searched up? Well, something sad about the Mumbles Mile that includes that fact. Apparently, all the pubs are closed.
Yeah,
on the
that's it's not. It doesn't really exist
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. It's insane.
Because it used to be. I know when a few people like much older than me who have been to Swansea University, and they used to. I'm fumbling over words here. The Mumbles Mile used to be the thing to do for all the students,
I
but
can imagine.
they wanted to stop that,
Oh,
so that's why it's.
that's sad.
It is. But last but not least,
Yeah.
Anto's final question.
What street has the most clubs in Swansea? I wonder what it is.
I wonder.
Is it A, Wine Street, B, Dilwyn Street, or C, Hanover Street?
Well, it's obviously White Street, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, fun. Actually, no.
Six for
Yeah,
six.
Wine Street, yeah.
6 for 6. Do let us know how you guys did. Tweet us at Blue Podcast One, Instagram at Blue Podcast One, or in the comments on YouTube. All right, so let's get into what courses you guys did first. So I did civil engineering.
We both did electrical and electronic engineering.
Oh,
did.
can't forget the electronic.
It's a big
It's pretty much 2 courses in one.
just E in general.
Yeah. So obviously we were on Bay Campus. This isn't obviously going to be the same for most universities. Most universities have one campus, but obviously Swansea has 2. Do you think it was better to have those 2 separate campuses, or would you have preferred, for example, like with other universities, that kind of bigger one campus?
I'm not sure really. I never really thought about that, to be honest.
I would probably say I don't mind multiple campuses. They could have been a bit closer.
Yes.
Yeah, because
That's
they were
true.
both either side of Swansea town.
Exactly,
Specifically, Bay Campus was
Oh, it's just in the middle of nowhere.
it's very isolated.
Having to get a bus every time, that was annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not ideal. Although when COVID hit, it made it a little bit easier because we didn't have to go in.
Exactly. We just stayed in our house.
Yeah,
our
we-
undisclosed location.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, our situation is going to be a little bit different to people that are currently at university who
Yeah, true.
weren't there during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there were some people that are still there. What advice would you give for someone who's, let's say their first year was during COVID years,
Yep.
still got one more year left, and it's obviously socialising was a lot harder, although I'm pretty sure Tom said that basically they just meant house parties all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel like there's probably more people who are alone? Because obviously socials weren't really a thing as well, and socials
Yeah,
are such
true.
a big thing for meeting new people.
Well, I would assume most people are going to a house share anyway.
Yeah.
'Cause that's obviously the cheapest option. So they'll still have their housemates, so they could socialise with them. So not necessarily completely alone.
Well, yeah, I guess you're a good example of this because you weren't in a society.
Yeah, exactly. I was too socially awkward to go outside. So and then you guys kind of adopted me, just dragged me out on a Wednesday. It's like
You joined the Reds as like as a social Reds player.
it was very fun. Glad I did.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Ultras.
Yeah, the Red Ultras.
Yeah.
Would you, having obviously left uni now, would you recommend joining a society?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yeah?
You just meet more people and just more the merrier. So exactly. So
Yeah,
more friends.
even if it's a small one, I think it's just a good avenue to spend your free
Mm.
time. It doesn't have to be one of the big societies.
Yeah,
Sometimes
true.
the smaller ones tend to be a little bit more friendly and open.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, you haven't got quite the pressures of rugby and football socials.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't know about it either because obviously I wasn't a freshman in both or anything. But no, I'd definitely recommend societies to,
Mhm.
especially people joining in their first year, because you do make a lot of very close. I know a lot of people whose closest friends are from societies or actually live with people
Mhm.
from their society, because that makes such a difference. Because you can, obviously, you guys were lucky. I was kind of lucky with who I was put with in my first year,
Mhm.
but obviously not everyone's as lucky as that.
Yeah,
So
true.
Well, we met for our course. None of us lived together.
no,
No, yeah, we all.
I swear, who did Cam live with?
Cam lived with Billy,
Yeah,
so technically. Yeah.
and then
True.
Jack was with Course as well
No, Jack was Billy as well, wasn't it?
because he was mechanical.
So Billy was course mates with me and Anto, and
Yeah.
then he lived with Cam and Jack.
Okay, so actually you guys did. Yeah, okay, fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say you meet more people from society or Course?
Both. looks of things, probably society.
Depends on your course, really.
Yeah.
I'd say if you enjoy your course and it's a sociable course and lots of people go to lectures, you'll run into loads of people.
But also, could that also not be a hindrance because there's so many people, for example, in engineering?
Well, in electrical, there wasn't too much, was there? There's only
It's a smaller course, I guess. Yeah.
true. There was only like
yeah,
19.
I would say society's a better go-to because you've got more options and you tend to share interests with those people for obvious reasons. Course, obviously you're studying the same thing, but a lot of the time you're working together.
Yeah, true.
That can be a little bit stressful.
A little bit.
Let's say you're in a group project and someone's not quite done the work they're supposed to.
Exactly.
If you don't know them, it's a little bit easier to put them in the bin.
Yeah, exactly. True. So,
in terms of kind of, I just want to ask you, Anto, why didn't you join a social?
lazy. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I think I was planning to. I think I remember first year we did finish the electrical engineering sort of like induction class or whatever. The annoying thing is that overlapped with the not careers fair.
The open, I know the society kind of open thing. Yeah.
So as I turned up, all the stands were basically shutting down.
Okay.
So I think that's also a factor, and also I just couldn't be asked to kind of like follow stuff up, and I already felt quite included in my flat as well. So I thought, not much point. Never talked to them again after first year, but
Yeah. What would you say to, I guess, first year Anto, which might help someone,
Probably just go out more. Cause
Yeah.
I don't take this advice too literally, but first year doesn't matter too much. Like, check your course first, obviously. Like, in engineering, I think
First year doesn't count.
Doesn't count, does it?
No.
You just need to make sure you pass it. So at least 40% as a target. But after that, just enjoy yourself and try and meet new people, I think. That'll be make it a bit more enjoyable in the long run.
You want to set yourself up so you're not, trying to join societies in second year when you've actually got, a lot of work to do.
Well, that technically society is how our group kind of formed, isn't it? Because we both got put on the Blues football team. We just coincidentally lived behind you guys. And obviously that helped with that. But obviously if there wasn't that initial meeting of like me, you and Kiz, and then inviting you guys over, those COVID years would have been completely different.
Oh yeah, true.
Because I feel like that those COVID years obviously made us all very close.
Yeah. Too close.
Some could say, yeah. Some people
won't leave. He just won't leave.
I mean, there was many beds that were shared through the years.
Steady on.
Hey, no, in a friendly way, just a few too many drinks. Like when I disappeared you guys thought I went home, and then Cam came into his room and I was asleep in his bed. I just remember waking up in the morning going, just looking at Cam, fast asleep and going, I guess that's happened then.
Yeah,
back
it
to
is
sleep.
what it is, man.
And obviously he came into your room once.
Oh yeah, and I was in the bed at the time. He just climbed in. I was half asleep anyway, so I just didn't
Just let it happen.
Just rolled over a bit more, gave him some space.
Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, so society kind of caused that bond to happen. Obviously, that then brought Cam and Jack into the Reds, because obviously me and Fab formed the Reds. This is the captain and vice captain of the greatest intramural team of all time. Just saying. So yeah, I think we are pushing societies. Obviously, that's not for everyone.
Exactly.
But in terms of just trying to make sure you have the best university experience, because I know people whose friends friends who are still at university and their friends aren't part of societies, and it can be a struggle to get those friends out the house because they haven't got those connections necessarily. And for example, some will go out with their society, and so they can't always bring their friend, and therefore their friend just stays inside on a Wednesday. And obviously on a Wednesday is the night to be out.
Yeah, true.
All just cheaper, everyone's out. Like it's the best way to make friends and also to I guess live.
Yeah.
Kind of, you don't want to kind of come out of your university experience thinking, oh, I wish I did that, or I wish I didn't do that. Well, generally it's more I wish I did that rather than I didn't do that.
You want
But
more don'ts than dids. That's the idea. You go into it.
yeah, exactly. Are there any actually wish I did things at university for you guys?
Okay. First Halloween, I was very stressed about a little test that didn't really matter the next day. And I had a couple girls come up to my door and knock on it, and it's like, everyone else has already gone out, Anthony. Do you wanna come out with me? I was halfway through a show that I was enjoying quite deeply.
Anime?
Maybe Naruto. It was a very tense episode, and I just declined them and went back into my room and enjoyed a nice peaceful evening. But looking back at it, I probably might have been a bit more fun if I went out. But yeah, it's like little things like that I wish I did.
Fab?
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I think my sister, who is studying at the moment, she's recently got involved with the university and is like, she's got like sort of a part-time job where she gets closer with the lecturers and, gets to know them a bit better. And,
Anto, do not start applying that, please. Please.
I joke.
And yeah, I think it's valuable to have a better connection because we never went to any office hours or anything like that. And it turns out, if you do get to know them better, you can get opportunities, kind of more like research opportunities, summer jobs, things like that. And obviously later on, post-grad, who knows. But yeah, probably helping out more with the uni.
Yeah, no, I'd say the same thing for me was just have a better relationship with my lecturers, realistically, because I think that would have made such a difference to how I would have done overall. Obviously, I had a hiccup in first year, which I think affected me more than I thought in terms of my wanting to study, because it was like I'd studied so hard and even went to do a retake with having just had ridiculously huge operation a week before it, 2 weeks before it, and still on coding in an exam, and then passing it, and then to have that thing that actually it didn't matter for me, obviously I think affected me, and obviously with my learning difficulties, I probably didn't quite do the things I was supposed to. But so I think don't always be disheartened when, let's say, an exam doesn't quite go as you hoped, or a coursework doesn't quite go as you hoped. And actually, the best thing to do, which some of my girlfriends doing this year, she got she still did well in the essay. She's just very hard on herself, but she didn't get what she wanted in an essay. And instead of, I've said this to her, instead of doing what most university students do, which is go damn, and not do anything about it, she's gone and had meetings with her lecturers and actually done the progression thing and actually trying to ask the questions why, and then how can I improve, those kind of things. And that's, looking back on it, so important. As much as having fun and stuff, you are there to get a degree at the end of the day, but it's getting that balance right. And I do feel like maybe I didn't with my lecturers, because there was over 200 people in my course, which makes things harder as it is, but I didn't make enough of an effort. Oh my god, my stomach's rumbling. I don't know if that picked up on the audio. But making that effort is, I think, is probably my regrets.
Yeah.
Don't have many, because I enjoyed all of the whole experience.
You have no regrets, man. You gotta live life to the fullest.
Post uni, obviously, all three of us, are very different experiences since finishing uni, and so obviously you kind of went straight in for the job search.
Yes. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
Kind of. You went
my best.
traveling, and then got a job.
Yeah.
I went traveling and then started a podcast. So all very different, kind of, not very different, but quite different situations.
Varied, at least.
Yeah, very varied. So hopefully we can give you guys some good insights as to what not to do. Don't do what I'm doing. How to kind of get those next steps and things like that. Anto, do you regret not going travelling?
Not yet.
Okay.
Because I know I probably will get the opportunity to do it. Well, hopefully I'll get the opportunity to do it later.
Yeah.
Like my thought process, get a bit more money by doing a job.
Mm.
Maybe take a week off every so often.
Okay.
Go out traveling somewhere nice.
Nice.
And then I can go back to work and I don't have like that job security thing.
Okay. Yeah,
That's my thought process. But
so like a different form of traveling. So not quite
Yeah.
doing like what Fab did when you went away for a while. And then the same with me, like I went to America and then college for months, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
I disappeared off the face of the map, basically. Came back and it was chaos. Everyone had, moved on. But yeah, so you don't regret it yet.
yes, no. Later I might if I don't get that opportunity to travel, of course.
Mm.
But I'm not sure if I could do a whole month thing because I kind of just like my own space.
Yeah.
Like this is my home.
Mm.
I could stay here and do nothing. Perhaps there at the moment. So
It's not quite the same.
Well, I do think there's two different types of traveling, and I think when you travel for somewhere over a month, like what we did was more working / volunteering.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it, but it's just different form of travel. It needs a lot of time.
Yeah, we weren't traveling just to. We were traveling just to travel, but more for the experience.
Yeah, more for the experience than just to see stuff. I
Seeing
think,
like nice pictures.
yeah,
Some nice pictures.
I think when you're working full time, you'll have allocated days off.
It's like just over 30 days a year.
Mhm.
Well, 30 days is a bit generous.
Well, it depends on where you're at.
It
28
depends
days
on,
for some.
yeah, I'd say between 20 to 30 days off, not including bank holidays.
Yeah,
Mm.
true.
And in those weeks, there's nothing stopping you from going to Europe for a week
Mhm.
or two.
Do some Euro railing.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite easy, and as you mentioned, you've got that job security there.
Yeah.
And I think the way I look at it is I've got my entire life of working full time to dedicate a week here, a week there.
Mm.
I'm not stressed about traveling to Europe at the minute because I know I can do them whenever I want.
Yeah.
I could book a trip to wherever France next week and it wouldn't be an issue. Whereas if I wanted to, do a tour around South America,
You couldn't do that.
I couldn't do
Yeah.
that now. You can't. I mean, even though I've said you have 20 to 30, days off a year, a lot of companies will discourage you from taking more than 2 weeks off at the same time. 'Cause,
Well, you can need your job for that, can't you? Hopefully, you can still see me. Unfortunately, Cameron died, but we'll finish off quickly with
Go on.
just kind of one last thing is what's been your hardest challenge since you finished university?
Probably actually job and managing money. Those are the
Okay.
big two ones. Because I'm trying. Everton were trying to save up for a car at the moment.
Yeah.
So far, not been the most successful.
Mm.
But I'm slowly whittling down like all my like unnecessary expenses, which is quite. I wish I could say fun, which is quite interesting. I say that, and then obviously the job search was quite difficult because it can just be a little bit tiring, interview after interview, not getting a result.
Yeah.
But when you do, it's quite nice. So yeah, I'll say those two are probably my hardest challenge.
I'd probably say relocation is something not everyone has to do, but I think if there's a job you really want to do, you have to be prepared to relocate for it a lot of the time. I've actually had to relocate quite recently, which is why I'm sleeping on Anto's couch. But I think relocating comes with a lot of like responsibilities. Managing money, as Anto mentioned, is a big one. You have to start paying your rent, but not only that, you have to pick somewhere, suitable accommodation, in a new location. You might know some people around, you might not. You've got to kind of almost do first year of uni again.
Yeah,
and
true.
put yourself back out there, which is easier said than done when you don't have all the uni opportunities that you would. But Yeah, I'd say relocation is tough, but I think if you work hard and you make good decisions, I think you can end up somewhere you really like.
Mm.
And I think that's what everyone wants, really.
Yeah.
True.
I'd say the hardest thing for me is knowing what to do,
Yeah.
for sure. Because sometimes when you finish university, let's say you didn't always enjoy your degree, or you've come out and you just genuinely have no idea what you want to do. I think that's probably the case for a lot of people. And I think the worry can be that you start doing something that you don't necessarily want to do, which is why I took the gamble with the podcast. Because I know if it worked out, obviously, I'd be in the dream situation. Not there yet. Any sponsors looking? Just let us know. That would be like really great. But yeah, I think it's knowing what to do, and just I think that's the main thing really. I'm looking for jobs, like proper jobs now, graduate jobs, things like that, and it's knowing, like, if I do apply for this and try and get it, will I enjoy it? And also, it can take a long time for you to get a job.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I don't know how long it took you.
I think it was like 6 months.
6 months, exactly.
So, yeah.
So it can take a very long time. So it's also like that, oh, actually, I need to start looking now.
Yeah.
Because you might not get one for ages. But then it's like, well, I don't know if I want to do this. So
Yeah.
something to think about for you guys. But I hope you guys did enjoy this podcast. Obviously, a little bit different. 2 new faces in the new era.
Well, not quite new, hopefully.
Well, no, people will know from previous, but the new era.
All my hot takes.
Yeah, if you want to hear Fab have some absolutely questionable football stuff, look back at the Purple Show.
Hardly questionable.
Very
grounded.
extremely questionable, deluded Liverpool fan. You can have a look at that.
Accurate.
If you're still here, which I'm sure you guys are. Well, you wouldn't be watching this otherwise. Check us out on Spotify, and if you could, give us a rating on there. It'd be a massive help. It's a pleasure having you guys on.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week for Out of the Podcast. Cheers, guys.